And now on the line is Councillor Declan Meenagh from the Labour Party. Declan, welcome back to Nairvan.
Thanks. Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Declan. Declan, I got in touch with you for this interview today to mainly talk about the latest news with Bohemians FC and Dalymount Park. But just to start off, the local elections are happening in just a short few months. You will be contesting them for the Labour Party, will you?
I will, yes. So I will be contesting for the Cllr Nevin ward. And the elections, we haven't to date finalised. We think it's the 1st or, it's around the 7th or the 8th of June, probably. So the main message at the moment is that I'm encouraging everyone to make sure they're registered to vote. And it's gotten a lot easier. So all you need to do is go on to voter.ie and you can register online. But if you need help, you can contact me or other candidates, and I'm sure we'd all be happy to get you registered, because it is your voice, and it's really important that you use your voice to make decisions about the area you live in.
Okay, and what are the biggest issues, Declan, you are hearing from constituents at the moment? Issues that are likely to be the biggest issues in the elections?
So the biggest issue is the housing disaster. The numbers keep going up. People keep being made homeless for no reason because the government won't tackle greedy landlords. And I suppose we are trying everything we can to build as many houses as we can. I know we have a nice development happening on Finbars Road in Cllr. I know we've got Banner Road in the works, but it's too little. And really, what we need is for central government to come in and speed up building houses, because it's inexcusable that it takes up to 4.5 years to build on state land. It's not acceptable. It's taking too long, and really, the government needs to stop their 4-stage approval process, which makes no sense. They're pretending building inflation doesn't exist. It's just a lack of competence, and what we need now is a better fit-for-purpose housing department, or really what we need is more powers to local government so we can build without interfering.
Okay. Am I right in saying, Declan, that your electoral area is geographically very big?
It is, and I suppose, look, I'm privileged to represent quite a lot of people around the Phoenix Park, which kind of makes it quite big as well. So I take in the Phoenix Park to the kind of Ashtown roundabout, all the new areas in Pelletstown, the Navan Road, Cabra, Bibsborough. I take in a good chunk of Drumcondra and Glasnevin as well. So it is quite a lot.
Okay. Okay, we'll move on to talk about Bowes and Dalymount Park. For the benefit of any of our listeners, Declan, who have not heard the news this week, can you give me a summary of what the great news is about Dalymount Park this week, and tell me a bit about the process that has led to this week's news?
Well, the process has been quite a long one, and Dublin City Council bought the stadium a few years ago. There was a risk there that it might be taken by a bank, and Dublin City Council stepped in, and my colleague, who's now retired, Joe Costello, was pivotal in getting that sorted, and it protected the stadium, which, they've been playing football since 1901 in that stadium, and millions of people have enjoyed football, they've enjoyed concerts, and I've been at gigs there for FizFest, I've been at cultural events, I've been at a lot in the stadium, as well as quite a lot of football, and it is really good news. So Dublin City Council is doing what's called a Part 8, because we own the land. We are basically voting on whether or not we'll develop on it. So we had that vote. It was unanimous, and we have now given permission for 8,000-seater stadium, new community facilities, gym, new plaza, a shop for the club as well, because the club has lots of great merch. So I think it's really, really good news for everyone, for Fidsborough, for football, for the community.
And you are a long-time Bowes supporter yourself, are you, Declan?
I've supported them for a while because obviously I got to know them through the community work. But recently, then during the pandemic, when I became a councillor, I actually was able to, get a membership, and I thought, I'll support these guys. And really, it's been amazing, because I'm visually impaired, and volunteers in the club describe the matches to me. So I can sit in the front of the Jody stand and know every kick, and just be, have the same access to football as everyone else. And the club is just sound. They really do a lot of good work. I know they had the Refugees Welcome jersey with Amnesty International. They had an Aslan jersey and raised so much money for St. Francis Hospice. And they have a new jersey now raising money for music in the city for kids who need music lessons. So the club is sort of expanding what it is to be a football club. They also have a climate officer, but they're also a really, really enjoyable and, a good part of the community, and I'm really glad to be involved in them.
Okay, I am not very au fait with the League of Ireland football, as with all sports, Declan. But are you happy that Dalymount Park will, on completion of the redevelopment, be able to hold 8,000 people? I'm just saying that because it seems to me that there is potential there to hold more supporters than 8,000. Would you agree with that?
I think the design they have is reasonable enough. Look, you are right talking about League of Ireland. The stadiums have been underdeveloped for years, and it's very disappointing. Labour has supported the FAI in calling for investment in football. And, let's be clear, this isn't just about those. I want to go to stadiums around the country and have enough room and be able to get a ticket and, be able to enjoy the league from a comfortable seat. And really, I think everyone, it's our league. That's what Friday nights are about. It's about going to your local team, supporting them, cheering them on, and enjoying good football. So I do think the proposals, at the moment there's maybe 4,000 is the capacity. We're doubling that. I think it's reasonable. I think that it is a confined site. There isn't a lot of land there, but I think that this is a good use of space. There's really good transport links. There's all the buses. There's public transport. The Lewis is nearby. There's going to be a new train station there for Metro. So I really do think this makes sense, and the stadium is going to double the capacity. And of course, it's not just about the men's football, it's also about the Women's National League. And, Saturdays throughout the year there'll be matches, and I'd encourage everyone to come along. It's a great family event as well. But we need to support our women's teams as well.
Okay, Declan, is there any more news, with the redevelopment of Phibsborough Shopping Centre? Because I believe that both developments were initially planned together, weren't they?
Yeah, and it's disappointing, to be honest, that they weren't. And really, I think we need to look at how we develop our city better. But unfortunately, that's stalled at the moment, and there's no news.
Okay, Declan, do you know how long will it take for the work on Dalymount Park to be completed?
Well, this is the one good thing I think that we can say. I know a lot of people complain about politics sometimes, and they complain that people are rowing and fighting. But in fairness, everyone is in support of this. And we have very strong commitments from the government that they will support us on this. So they have to apply for a round of sports capital funding, and I sincerely hope that application will be successful and that they'll be able to break ground very soon. That is the plan, but I suppose it depends on whether that funding goes through, and we've had some good indications. So it will take a while, but a few years, hopefully it'll be done. We just need to keep the fingers crossed.